During now, almost 2 weeks now, the CBN has not come out to controvert him.
No, they can't now. Oh, they can't. They won't.
San has written to the CBN to demand that it should be transparent and tell Nigerians how much of the new notes he has printed and has distributed. Let him come out and tell Nigerians.
They just turned the CBN into a cult.
And we are not throwing branches under this thing. And we are saying that you are compelling the branches to release new notes. Which new notes do they have?
Today they released dirty 200 naira.
Dirty old 200 naira.
That's what they gave banks. Even the new notes, they did not give. So a lot is happening. People are not asking questions. People are not asking questions. Those who should ask, they refuse to ask. And already a lot of the people, our leaders and the people that they have put in top positions, they are not accountable. They won't ask questions. They won't answer questions. Ordinarily, in a country where they take accountability seriously, every day, maybe like 6 p.m., this CBN governor, because we're in an emergency situation, he will be briefing Nigerians. That way,
yes,
even this tension will come down.
Yes.
You'll be telling them what you are
doing. Us on a daily basis.
Yeah, this is how much we released yesterday. Shebi NNPC used to say this is how many tankers.
As funny as they are.
Lagos, they will say Lagos will release 30 trucks.
Abuja, they said they'll be pumping 120 trucks to Abuja every day.
They used to do that.
Honestly, yesterday.
So what is difficult in CBN saying, look, this is what we are pushed
released out. To so number of banks. How many banks?
If you have nothing to hide.
A lot of people will say, okay, the Supreme Court will come to the rescue, that we expect the Supreme Court tomorrow to be able to make a pronouncement on this.
As the Supreme Court not made a pronouncement before now, when the Supreme Court said, maintain status quo ante. They took some parts of, they only decided on the one they want to respect. They were so corny to tell us that they are not in court with either state or federal government. That's what the CBN is saying. So, are you not part of the Nigerian entity?
No,
but some lawyers, yes,
Mm.
but some lawyers have come. Some senior lawyers have come to tell us they are talking bad.
Let me just respond to what you said. When the Attorney General said we shall obey the Supreme Court, whom was he referring to? What is the subject of the obedience? Is it not the action of the CBN? So people can't be talking to us.
But have they obeyed it now?
You know, Julie, I want you to give us an insight to this possible out-of-court settlement with the federal government. Because if we go into details of, Supreme Court, if we allow, at the end of the day, there might be crisis in Nigeria. There's crisis already.
No, most times when the state governments and the federal government are in conflict like this, Supreme Court always encourages out-of-court settlements because these two arms of government, they have to relate together, and it's better that they are cordial. So most times Supreme Court will say, go and find a way to resolve this outside the court. The efforts to achieve out-of-court settlement began last week. Madam El-Rufai narrated to us the efforts that they made. It was at that time that they suggested from the federal government side that let us release 200 naira notes, that will solve the problem. The governor said no, 200 naira notes will not solve the problem. Release all the embargoed in line with the judgment of the Supreme Court. That was then they now leaked a story to Premium Times that they are about to achieve out-of-court settlement, but they told Premium Times just a fraction of the story. At the end of the day, Mr. President preempted Supreme Court and went and said, okay, 200 naira notes only. Now, what can embarrass the president is for the Supreme Court to come up
to make a pronouncement
with a ruling that is damning, that shows their anger. Because what the president has done amounts to provocation. I don't care how anybody views it. That is the truth, as far as I'm concerned. It's not in your place to vary the judgment of the Supreme Court. You wait. You wait for that time. One an obligation to wait for his verdict.
Status quo.
Now, they've been meeting, and yesterday they met right into the early hours. The chairman of APC attended the meeting. Some of these governors were also in attendance, and a former governor of Zamfara State, Yari, who used to be chairman of Governors Forum, you know, he has clout and all that. He was also accommodated in the meeting that they held yesterday, going right into this morning. So they've agreed on out of court settlement, the terms. But the reason that it has not been made sit down, harmonize, agree on even the text, the terms of the settlement.
So what we saw
Lawyers
today might
have
not
to
be
look
far from
at
the
it.
truth.
No, see, leave all the people saying what they like. Ayo. We've been doing this job for some time. Now, lawyers have to look at every line, every word to see that, okay, this term of settlement is the right thing. After that, let me just conclude. After that, they will go before the Supreme Court tomorrow and tell those justices that, look, we have decided to discontinue this case. These are the terms. Because this whole matter, disagreement began through the court. So you cannot do it outside of the court.
Let's quickly make some money. We'll be right back after this time out.
Is Kashim Shetima. I'm an agricultural economist for 8 years. In the heat of the Boko Haram, we set up an agricultural transformation committee. We crisscrossed the world and invested in the whole agricultural value chain. Lagos is the smallest state in Nigeria in terms of landmass, 3 kilometers. But the largest rice mill in Africa and the 3rd largest in the world is located in Imota in Lagos. That is the power of ideas. Bola Tinubu is an idea whose time has come. Let us vote for Bola Tinubu to be the president of Nigeria come 25th of February. God bless Nigeria.
Hello guys, do you know that Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope 2023 action plan will address critical issues that inhibit the rights of persons with disabilities through the following initiatives? Strengthen the capacity of our existing educational institutions to cater to the special needs of children and persons living with disabilities, provision of necessary mobility aids such as access ramps to public buildings and public transportation, implementation of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2018. A Tinubu administration will lead by example by appointing qualified persons living with disabilities to serve in government. Encourage several sports-loving Nigerians living with disabilities to develop their talent by providing the enabling environment and by introducing a nationwide Paralympic Sports Festival. Provide free health insurance cover for children living with disabilities to help ameliorate their condition. Vote APC for an inclusive government. This message is powered by the APC PCC Youth Directorate.
Nigeria needs focused leadership to take decisive action to end insecurity, reposition our economy for businesses to thrive, and restore total peace in the land. Tinubu is the right man for the job. Through innovation and technology, he will reposition Nigeria for businesses to thrive. Nigeria will export more and import less. Tinubu will reposition the agricultural sector for food security and improve farmers' welfare. Electricity will be reformed for a brighter Nigeria. Health, education, and housing will be more accessible and affordable. Nigeria will be transformed into an entertainment powerhouse, a home of sporting achievement, and a renowned tourist destination. Tinubu's government will build a Nigeria where we prosper together. He has done it before, and he will do it again for Nigeria.
For Renewed Hope 2023,
vote Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Senator Kashim Shetima as President and Vice President of Nigeria. Vote APC.
My brother, my sister, do you of the election? He or she in 2/3, 25% of the vote to be governor. This is constitutional, and every presidential candidate has had to pass this threshold. Even governors have had to make this mark to get elected in their states. We live in one country with different languages, religions, and ethnic groups. This is why it is not enough to have only northern votes, or southern votes, or eastern votes, or western votes. The only way to get elected as president or governor is by gaining enough support across the country and states. Let us make sure that we know now so that we don't cause an issue tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO.
Hello guys, did you know that of all the major candidates, Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope 2023 action plan contains the most detailed and innovative solutions on the best approach to building our national economy? Check out some of the ways in which Asiwaju plans to bring prosperity back to Nigeria. Focus on industry and manufacturing to build an economy that produces more of the items we need. Complete the Great Green Wall of the North to reduce forced economic migration, review the corporate tax system and deploy technology and effective policies to earn more revenues for the federal government, reform the civil service to fight corruption, reduce bureaucracy and increase the efficiency of government service delivery. Asiwaju had an impressive track record as a governor in Lagos. Under his administration, Lagos grew its revenue base from 600 million naira a month to 50 billion naira a month. Vote APC so that Asiwaju can do for Nigeria what he did for Lagos. Vote APC for a prosperous and economically stable Nigeria.
This message is powered by the APC PCC Youth Directorate.
For staying with us, it's 3 days, 14 hours, 26 minutes, and 50 seconds to the 2023 presidential election. Jide, before we went on that break, and we're looking at, okay, we wanted to correct that medium. Okay. It wasn't premium times, it was the cable. Our friend Simon Kolawole, yes, the cable. Cable. Okay. So reaching home stretch on this.
So we expect that there will be out of court settlement
before tomorrow.
Yes, Attorney General was in the meeting, you know, from the side of the federal government, and it shows that in spite of everything, Mr. President is aware of the pains that people are facing, and he wants to solve the problem. And they were communicating with the president in the course of the meeting. That's why I'm hopeful.
So take it to the bank. We're not between now and tomorrow, between the verdict of this
we'll see what will happen. Except Mr. President changes his mind.
We are not those people that go on social media.
They are on the road to
and mislead the public
out of court settlement.
And there's every likelihood that the 500 and 1,000 notes
will be
released, not as legal tender, but you can pay it into the bank. Yeah, I think that's, or at least the 500 notes.
Because it won't be different.
No, they will give another timeline.
Okay.
Yes, during which people can use it.
Okay. So
that's part of what
we'll come back tomorrow to report to you.
Because this is just not sustainable.
Yeah, because the meeting was said, as I mentioned, some of those who were at the meeting, you know, people like the governor Malami was at the meeting. Yeah. So there was a meeting to try to achieve an out-of-court settlement ahead of the hearing tomorrow.
Even Adeleke, who was not part of the meeting, is already begging that he wants more money in circulation.
No, if people at that level don't have, is it the
oil?
They are going to fight me. If this word comes out, it's better I just swallow it. Because to see people deceive themselves while they are suffering.
Because suffering and smiling, that's what that's it.
I was at a function with the heads of corporate affairs of two major banks. They were asking me for cash. I said, are you guys okay?
They are not.
They were asking me for even if it's 1,000.
Okay. So they do see the musician who was when he sang for some time and nobody sprayed him money.
He was cussing them.
He got angry. He said, "Is it right for me to Spray me money. If I say you were failing.
Okay, I have a caller from Ekiti here.
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for what you are doing and everyone with you. So this issue of cash and based on what the CBN said that they want to ensure that the vote buy is reduced or to minimize certain things. So my question is this: if the president was actually trying to ensure.
I think it's gone.
Whoa. You can try and call back so that we get your question. Because he was talking about vote buying and he wanted to ask questions.
And then they've also lied to the president that this has brought down inflation and all that.
But somebody else, we said yesterday that there's no benefit whatsoever to
No, there's a benefit.
Economic benefit.
No, wait, at least no.
So this one, what we are going through?
No, Ajide, let me land. I was traveling to Ibadan. So all those policemen that would say, find us something for us. I say, do you want me to do transfer or you have POS? I said, because it's cashless. We were all laughing together. I said, oh, God, carry your wallet, go. You know?
So those people
I think it's every policeman goes around with POS.
See, it means that, when Femi Adesina said he spent 20,000 for in 2 weeks, I've been holding 10,000 for about 2 weeks now. I still have about 3,000 left.
It depends on, if he has domestic staff and they don't have bank accounts, won't he pay their salary?
Go on.
Won't he pay their salary?
That's
Is it every domestic staff that has bank accounts? There are some people who help me with the cleaning of the house. I have to struggle. It was the same thing that Libros was saying. That some of the artisans who come, that he has to pay them.
Yeah.
So when he was saying that, I was just shaking my head.
Generator mechanic, you want to do transfer.
You have to pay.
Meat seller, you want to do transfer.
Is it everything that you must pay for?
Pure water seller, you want to buy pure water.
You want to buy just one ball of watermelon. Are you going to do transfer for 1,000 naira?
Come and fix my AC.
I mean, we still need the cash.
They didn't have cash.
Okay, Uche is calling us from Nnewi in Anambra State. Thank you for joining us, Uche.
Good
evening, Uche.
Uche, now. Do you have cash? Do you have Naira notes?
No cash,
Dalu, do you have cash to give me?
What you go?
I greet you.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Uche. I'm calling from Nnewi.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, this Wahala, I mean, is becoming something else. But what I really, I understand the point that Jide and all of us are driving at. But what really baffles me is I would have wished that these governors have been this objective that I remember when Babajide was reporting about the bandits, how they are killing many people, and I did not see this zeal in the governor. A lot of things has happened in this country. That's just my problem. I understand why they are. Well, the governors are...
Uche, thank you.
Uche.
Spend my time.
Live story. If I tell you how many times governors went to Mr. President on the issue of banditry, you'll be amazed. You see, you do not have all the facts. Governor Erufa and others, northern governors, they went to meet the president to say, look, we are tired of this.
We're even ready to,
our people are dying. We are ready to finance
a war. To pay from the state.
Why is Autumn very bitter?
Yes.
That is why Autumn
now,
is very
the same
bitter.
Autumn, when Autumn complains that they are killing his people, we are the same people who will be ridiculing and abusing him that he refused to perform, that all the time he's talking about killings. Now you are saying governors are not talking about banditry. When we've seen a governor of Katsina even cry in public. I mean, we should be fair to these governors. Some of them don't even need to fight this fight on behalf of the money.
And if you
they
see
have the money.
If you see the amount they commit, state amount they commit.
Katsina spends in excess of 300 million every day fighting banditry. 300 million. They will be the ones to pay allowances of police, soldiers,
and buy fuel for their cars.
I mean, let's cut these guys some slack now. It's not as if they are not bothered about other problems, but they are not the president. They are not the president. Many times they've gone, before this matter degenerated, governors went to plead that let these currencies go side by side. That is the way it is done everywhere else.
If these governors
if they had listened that time, we would not have had this problem.
Yeah. And if these governors need cash, they don't even have to go to the banks. The bankers will take it to them. So let's forget about all these. They are fighting for themselves.
Our time is fast spent. Now to our new segment, the Pundits Corner, where we dissect how the 2023 election will be fought and won. Okay.
When I was younger, I got asked a question by a friend. What is the ultimate dream in life? You see, in my several decades on Earth, I have seen trends come and go, hopes dashed and deserted. But the story of success has taught us that the ultimate dream should be one that inspires you to paddle through the odds to victory. Finally, I had the answer. The ultimate dream is not a destination. It is a journey of pushing through the odds. It is about challenging the norm, to strive for excellence, to always be in motion, to never give up.
Hello Nigerians, my name is Kashim Shetima. I'm the APC Vice Presidential candidate. Here we have 1,776 orphans, vulnerable orphan girls from Northern Borno, all of them victims of Boko Haram, our house and educated, getting the best that the nation has on offer. Look at this edifice. It's about one of the best schools in the nation. And this has been replicated along the length and breadth of Borno and further sustained by Governor Babagana Umara Sulu. What I think to office, we promise you such edifices will be replicated across the length and breadth of this nation. Vote wisely, vote Bola Tinubu for the presidency of Nigeria come February.
Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, cordially invites the public to the unveiling of a series of programs showcasing the achievements of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. They are the launch of a compendium of the PMB administration scorecard series, unveiling of the testimonies of the beneficiaries of federal government's programs and policies, screening of a teaser of the documentary series on the achievements of the administration, and the launch of the PMB Legacy Portal. Date, Wednesday, 22nd February 2023. Venue, Banquet Hall, State House, Abuja. Time, noon. Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer. Hello guys, have you checked out the Renewed Hope 2023 Action Plan by Bola Tinubu under the age of 50? It will reform the NYC program to bring it into the modern world and make it a platform from which young graduates can spring into their chosen careers. It will establish a presidential fellowship scheme to give talented and determined young Nigerians new opportunities to experience and participate in governance and politics. The Tinubu administration's youth development program in Lagos led to the annual one-day governor through the annual spelling bee for secondary school students. Vote APC for the future of Nigeria. This message is powered by the APC PCC Youth Directorate.
Welcome back. On the Pundit Corner today, we are beaming our searchlight on Sokoto State, the northwest. Sokoto and Taraba States today.
Yes. Sokoto, the election will follow the pattern of 2019.
2019.
Extremely close election. In the 2019 election...
Oh, you see extremely close election. Look at the governorship results that came in.
Only 342 votes.
342?
Tambuan won with only 342 votes.
Wow.
You know?
Extremely close.
Now, Sokoto originally was APC. In the House of Assembly, APC had 15 seats. PDP won 14. Showing you how close the thing was. The House of Reps, APC won 9, PDP won 2. There was a big gap there. Then in the Senate, APC won all the 3 seats, but PDP got one back through the courts. So this time around, the election, the governorship election is 50-50. It's the same candidate that the APC brought forward in 2019 that they brought forward again. Wamako does not enjoy the support of the elite over his choice of a governorship candidate. Yes, he has them in Yes, he has them in abundance. Umaru Nkwabo is a big-time politician. You know, since the MPN days, it's about 75 years now. He has always been very powerful in the politics of that state. He worked with Atairu Bafarawa. Now he defected to the APC recently. And they believe that
that'll be a boost.
That will really help. But it's not all of his foot soldiers that have joined him. For example, he's got some Farouk Malame Yabo, who was the deputy governorship candidate for the APC in the last election. Fantastic grassroots man. He has chosen, at least up till now, not to go with Umaru Nkwabo. The deputy governor of he has not defected. We don't know whether he will still defect. If he defects, that will be a big game changer because also one of the Umaru Nkwabo's people. Now, I've said the election, the governorship election is 50-50. I can't say what will happen now. But the presidential election, Atiku has a slight edge.
In Sokoto State.
In Sokoto State, has a slight edge. But even that slight edge, anything can change in the days leading to the presidential election. So he has a slight edge, but there are still many people who believe that Asiwaju may clinch Sokoto by a very narrow margin. Whoever wins in that state is just going to be like Kebbi. Narrow margin.
Is the Labour Party in caution?
No. Labour, no. I'm not bothering myself about Labour. Labour is out of the equation here. Some of the things driving the votes to some of the variables driving votes to Labour are not present here. In Sokoto, they are not present in those northern states, those key northern states, the far north. Those variables are not present. So I still think that it's too close to call, but I have to admit that from my findings, Atiku has a slight edge. Don't also forget that the DG of his campaign is the governor of Sokoto State. So with incumbency factor,
and the sitting governor will do everything,
he will do whatever
to make sure
takes, that he delivers that. Otherwise, it will be a
state he has governed for 8 years.
And it too is contained. It too is going for Senate. So and it's the same day, the same contest, the same race. So there is a slight edge for Atiku in that place.
Also with Taraba State.
Taraba is a particularly complex state. APC, you would think that this could be APC's year, but all kinds of squabbles amongst them are
crisis.
Yes, conspiring to make it difficult, to make life difficult for the APC. Now, when I say the state is complex, 3 candidates are Muslim, are Christian. One is Muslim, that is the candidate of the NNPP. Now, the 2 major candidates, and Buacha of APC, they are both from Taraba South. You know, and you can say both are even Jukun because Ichen are just similar to Jukun, you know. So now, Danladi Baido, if you remember him, Danladi Baido, I used to work with the former governor of Taraba State, that's Reverend Jolly Nyame. Yeah. He is contesting on the platform of SDP from Taraba South, which, in the view of many people, could help because they were thinking, why should Governor Dario Sishaku do 8 years from Taraba South, and these 2 major candidates too are from Taraba South. So Baido is trying to break that logjam so that he can then be favored. But you see, the from NNPP, the prof, also thinks that if the Christians break their votes, those 3 major candidates, that he too will be able to come forward. But we must tell ourselves the truth. Taraba is essentially a PDP state. Since 1999, they've never failed to win there. And Kefas, because of the PDP, they had crisis too, but they are now together. As for APC, all of those candidates, all of those aspirants, Yusuf, they've refused to work with Buacha. Kente, all of them who went to court against him, they
divided
to
the my fall.
The PDP, they are together, and that gives Kefas the edge. I will be
People's Democratic Party.
Yes, that gives him the edge in the governorship election. In the presidential election,
still
because the PDP factor, yes, is going to play a big part, and then all these divisions that I talked about.
Okay,
so that's the way
I want to thank you. We have to wrap it up there. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. Join us this Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Osubaku. See you tomorrow, and God bless Nigeria.
Nigerians, my name is Kashim Shettima. I'm the APC vice presidential candidate. According to Korn Ferry, a global consulting firm, by 2030, there will be a global talent deficit of 8%. Because of our useful population, our geographic location, and our proficiency in English, Nigeria stands a unique chance of becoming the global talent factory. The building behind us is the Secretariat for the Implementation of the Startup Act. It's the Digital Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. Of the 7 unicorns in Africa, 5 are in Nigeria, all in Lagos. It wasn't a coincidence, neither was it an accident. It wasn't magic. It is called leadership. It is the Tinubu effect. Vote wisely, vote Bola Tinubu for the president of Nigeria. God bless us all.
Shallow, it's okay, make it relax like it's your by day. Anything you want to do it, and if you do, I'm no need to delay. You no need to stress yourself, eh? You got that world in your hand. Living like a baby girl for life, make the people know. If you wanna buy your headtime, oh yes. Easy access, now one time. Oh yes. Everything break it there, oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. My MTN, my MTN.
Download my MTN NG app and get 1 gigabyte free. Also, get up to 2 gigabytes when you recharge 500 Naira and above with your debit card on the app. Plus 10% extra on every recharge on my MTN NG app.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today.
The Commissioner for Information and Communications in the state, Kingsley Fanwo, in a statement says government has put in place further measures to keep residents safe before, during and after these elections. He added that preliminary findings reveals that no casualty was recorded. Mr. Fanwo is now calling on residents of the area as well as the entire Kogi Central Senatorial District to remain calm, while urging parents to properly guide their wards against being used as political thugs in the forthcoming election. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police has tasked field commanders to police this election against adversaries who do not want the polls to hold. Usman Akali Baba says police operatives must create an enabling environment for the polls. Sifon Essien reports.
All eyes are on Nigeria as it prepares for the Presidential and National Assembly election scheduled to hold on Saturday. Just like the electoral umpire is putting finishing touches to its logistics, the police, which is a lead agency for policing the elections, converge on the International Conference Center to fine-tune their strategy. The training, which is the final in the series for the polls, is coming amid a spike in protest against the cash crunch and fuel crisis.
We are to police the election from those who believe that they can behave as adversaries, those who either do not want the election to take place or are all out to sabotage the process.
The police chief had envisaged a spike in politically motivated violence, but what he didn't foresee is a civil disturbance triggered by the redesign of the Naira.
We are to also create an enabling environment for Nigerians who wants to exercise, who wants to take active part in choosing their leaders, to have a conducive environment to come out and vote for the leaders of their choice.
Security and law enforcement agencies are deploying for the elections to complement the police. The police authorities would be mobilizing over 300,000 operatives for the polls. But what is yet unclear, the commissioners of police in the states. Sifon Essien, TVC News.
Well, let's get some more details from Sifon. He joins me live from Abuja. Sifon, it's a myriad of security challenges ahead of this election. The dimension the Naira scarcity protests have taken in some states has also worsened the situation. How's the police reacting?
I didn't quite hear that question, but if you're asking about the complexity of the security challenges the security chiefs are a security situation or the security challenges are in a constant flux. That's they're changing and morphing from one dimension to the other. At some point in time, that has dipped, and now we have seen wild protests in several parts of the country triggered by the currency redesign and fuel prices in parts of the country. These adds to the challenges that the security chiefs have identified that they will have to grapple with in the run-up to the election.
Has there been any reaction yet from the police as regards the explosion reported in a part of in the local government secretariat in Kogi State earlier today?
That again, I found quite difficult in hearing you. But if you're asking exactly what happened in Kogi State, the state commissioner has reacted, confirming the incident at the local council of the local, and that we gather. But the state government has indeed assured residents that they will be able to exercise their franchise come Saturday without having to fear anything, and that the security agencies are on their toes to ensure that nothing untoward happens. And again, we've also seen assurances coming from Abuja, coming from the police chief, coming from the chief of defense staff, that the security forces are on edge to ensure that anyone who spells for trouble is given a bloody nose. That's exactly were his words.
And then the police is speaking tough. Sifon, we've also witnessed some military presence in parts of Lagos. Do we know the extent of military involvement? We return to Sifon for more contribution on the program. Sifon is in live for us in Abuja. 3 days to the election, and the issue of Naira scarcity is still having its negative consequence on Nigerians. Queues of people scrambling to get into the banking hall to make transactions has not subsided, and there seems to be no end in sight to the scarcity. When will Nigerians get succor? That remains a $1 million question. But when we return after this break, it was a large turnout of supporters welcoming the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu back to Lagos. We'll be talking about that in a minute. Today, the campaign train of the All Progressives Congress returned to Lagos for the grand finale rally after touring 36 states, including the FCT. It was a gathering of leadership. President Buhari was there, APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, his vice presidential candidate Kashim Shettima, as well as chairman of the party Abdullahi Adamu. The Lagos State governor and other dignitaries were received by crowd of supporters at the Teslim Balogun Stadium.
Today is not a victory speech. Today is a challenging speech. Challenges that I must lay on the foot of Mr. President. You want the presidency? You want me to become president? Yes. You want me to win? Yes. Will you vote? Yes. Are you going to vote? Yes. Let me see your hands up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. President. 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 Yes, okay.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC presidential candidate. In a few days, Nigerians will have to decide President Buhari's successor, and opposition parties are making efforts to take the #1 seat. Yesterday, we spoke to the PDP Presidential Campaign Council spokesperson, Dana Bola, and he spoke extensively on the party's chances. Join me now on the countdown is spokesman of the NNPP Presidential Campaign Council, Ladipo Johnson. Mr. Johnson, thank you for joining us on the countdown.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's hard to track your principal's position on the CBN's Naira redesign policy. While some are reporting that he will reverse it if he becomes president, others are also quoting him having said the policy has leveled the playing field ahead Saturday's election. What's the latest from him in this regard?
Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, ab initio, the moment the problem started, was against the policy. He believed that it would cause pain and hardship to the people of Nigeria, especially to the masses. He said that maybe those that the policy was targeted against were people who would in any event get bank managers to bring them money if they needed it. However, no, I don't think anyone is against a policy, as it were. It's against the timing of the policy. Now, the other statement you alluded to came when he said that, yes, we've all seen what was happening between Mr. President and his governors, because it seems that the governors are hell-bent on spending whatever they have stashed away and inducing or buying votes. So he was clear by saying, he said that Mr. President had leveled the playing field, as it were, because it is felt in most quarters that the larger denominations, like the 1,000 Naira and 500 Naira notes, were the notes that had been stashed away. And as such, with the President saying that 200 Naira should continue in circulation, he had leveled the playing field. So that was basically what he said. But his main thrust on the issue is pain and hardship to the people. He's a grassroots man. He is for the Talakawas. So anything that causes pain to them or for them or on them is not something that we buy into.
So is this a situation of the NNPP having enough cash to spend ahead of this election, or your party is playing to the gallery, playing the opposition? They say anything that makes the incumbent party looks bad is good for the opposition, right?
No. You see, it's a simple thing. And there's no need for us to fool ourselves about it. Certain governors have made their stand known. Some have gone to court. For us, we do not have the funds to buy votes. We don't intend to. We do not intend to give incentives to the people to vote. And I believe, that if you have been in government for 7-8 years, if you have done what is right by the people, you don't need to induce them. You don't need to coerce people to vote. So it's not about making the government or the party in government look bad. It is the fact that they, by their actions, have themselves brought themselves out to ridicule in front of Nigerian citizens. It's not our doing, it's their doing, and we're not.
Does your party, Mr. Johnson,
we're not trying to play it up.
Does your party believe this policy will indeed fight vote buying on Saturday?
Well, at the moment, if you go out on the streets, people are complaining and people saying they have no access. We still have to wait to see if it will indeed impact on those who are known to buy votes and who want to buy votes and who want to coerce people into voting for them. We feel that it will reduce it. The president might have been successful in trying to reduce that, but it's left to all of us to see whether on Saturday it would have reduced vote buying to a minimum.
The last time we spoke, Mr. Johnson, you mentioned that the door has been shut legally on merger for the NNPP. But we're also hearing about the possibility of your principal stepping down for another candidate in this election. How true is that?
Well, there are rumors flying everywhere. The door has been shut on any merger. Long gone. Rabiu Kwankwaso is contesting this election to the end. There are rumors both ways, and it's a three-way rumor. I have people telling me that candidates of the so-called ruling party or whatever is frail and weak, and being a friend of my principal, that they're in talks. Now, my principal hasn't said that to me. And on the other hand as well, there are rumors about the Waziri Adamawa. So all these things are flying around. But we have told our supporters, the election, I believe, is in 3 days' time on Saturday. Do not listen to any rumors. The NNPP and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso are contesting this election to the end. Anyone spreading rumors about him stepping down or merging or working with any other party is not being kind. That person and is being mischievous. And we have told our supporters that. We want people to go out and vote, and we pray that the votes of the people will count.
I understand the legal restriction to the concept of merger, but you agree it's not new that a candidate steps down or crashes his structure to work for another candidate. The PDP candidate categorically said that is in talks with your candidate and that of the Labour Party. Did that talk ever hold?
Well, let me say this. And I say this with all due respect. Abubakar Atiku is much older than I am. He is lying. I say it with respect. He has lied. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, even Peter Obi, have denied that he contacted them for talks. Atiku Abubakar is not in talks with Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Ahmed Tinubu is not in talks with Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. None of them are in talks with us. We believe that we represent a large chunk of Nigerians who have no access to good health, no access to proper education. The economy is harsh on them. These people need help. And Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and the NNPP intend to bring them help. We're not going to be entering into or stepping down, as you say, at this time. I agree that it is a possibility. Indeed, about 3 days ago, 10,000 members of the PDP in Kano came across to the NNPP. So yes, it is possible. And I believe that by tomorrow, on our part, you will hear that some other people have moved from their party or are stepping down and are coming across to work with Rabiu Kwankwaso. Yes, I agree that that is happening. But on our path, for the last time, for the 18th time, Kwankwaso, by God's grace, is contesting this election to the end. We believe we have a clear path to victory. Now, let me help you. Let me aid you. If perchance the votes are diverted in different ways and there is no clear winner, we have the confidence that because of Kwankwaso's strength in the northwest, in the northeast, north central, the places where we have the highest votes, we believe that he will come in first. Now, if there is no spread, and we believe we will have the spread, because we know that in the 19 states of the north, he will get his 25%. And we have narrowed down at least 5 to 6 states in the entire south where he will get that 25%. But if it doesn't happen, then And then you now sit down, if there's a runoff, and make alliances that will help forge an alliance to move this country forward. We're not saying that might not happen.
There is an alliance in the pipeline. It's just that you're holding on that pending if a winner did not emerge through the constitutional provision. I think that's what we're talking about. But just a minute.
I'm a legal, no. I won't let you go. I'm a legal practitioner. You can't twist my words. You can't twist my words. That's what you said. There's no alliance in the pipeline. I didn't say that. I didn't say, hang on. Yes, that's different. What you said at first was that I said there's an alliance in the pipeline. There's no alliance in the pipeline. This game, or for the...
I get your point now.
There's no alliance.
I get your point, Mr. Johnson. Let's talk about where the NNPP confidence is coming from. Because in addition to having majority of vote, the winner of this presidential election must have at least 25% in 2/3 of the 36 states and the FCT. That's something many are saying Senator Kwakwaso may not be able to pull off, seeing the dominance of other leading candidates in the South. What's your feedback, having traversed the length and breadth of this country, particularly in southern Nigeria?
Thank you. My feedback is there. It is simple. As I said earlier, the mathematics of it is this. 19th city, we will definitely, by God's grace, in all humility, get our 25%. Not to talk about the volume of votes. In southern Nigeria, we only need 5 more states where Kwankwaso gets 25% of the votes. We believe right now that is in the bucket or in the box. We believe that. So we hope that our intelligence is correct. We hope that our supporters go out and vote. The dynamics, you see, the problem that we have is that the pundits, I'm not talking about you, my brother, the pundits have failed to realize that 2019 is different from 2020. The PDP had a Peter Obi, etc., etc. Same thing with the APC. The game has changed totally, but the pundits have failed to see that. What most people have done is to say that, oh, the PDP have governors here, therefore they're winning those states. The APC have governors here, therefore they're winning those states. It's not going to happen because Nigerians are more divided than ever before. Nigerians are facing economic hardship, spiraling inflation, high unemployment. These things are the things that are going to determine this election, and not the traditional ways of voting.
The election
Therein lies our confidence.
The election is due in 3 days, Mr. Johnson, and perhaps we'll return to have this conversation to see how your permutations play out, because nobody has emerged president in Nigeria without having majority of support from state governors. But we'll see how it plays out in 2023. A big thank you to you, spokesperson of the NNPP Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you so much for talking to us on the countdown.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's our show today. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with another edition. Remember that you can watch a repeat broadcast at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Countdown 2023. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thank you.
miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
When shippers groan under the weight of ceaseless charges that tend to throw them off balance in the sector, Nigerian Shippers Council promptly comes to their rescue.
We know that we are achieving something.
Today, you now have a regulator.
To get justice done without the money for any charges.
It's Tidbit, the world's biggest container ship and the first to break the 24,000 TEU mark.
It is initiatives like this that we want to encourage.
Join us for a smooth sail on your favorite maritime program, The Shipper, brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator.
Keep up with innovative, revealing, and groundbreaking happenings in the world of brands and brand builders in Nigeria and across the globe. Mingle with people and brands that make the cut and the personalities that keep reinventing the trends and traditions in the marketing world. All are exciting one-stop shop for marketing vibes. Marketing Edge on TV. You are always right on time with the right people and movers and shakers of the world of marketing as they share their views and ideas on the business and challenges of advertising, corporate affairs, media strategy, and the unfolding exciting world of digital marketing. Join the trendsetters and key decision makers that project into the future of the marketing landscape for 30 exhilarating minutes on this channel. Stay ahead, be thrilled to beat, be marketing savvy with Marketing Edge on TV. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Hello there. There's a brand new quarter and your favorite TV program, CAC Weekly, is about to unveil new innovations fresh from the Nigerian Company Registry. Now, have you heard of the Extensible Business Reporting Language XBRL standard for filing of electronic financial statements? Do you also know that there's so much that you can do on your own on the company's registration portal, CRP, from the comfort of your home or your office? Because the CRP offers end-to-end electronic registration solution for accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete pre-registration and post-registration applications electronically, online filing of annual returns, online registration of limited liability partnership and limited partnership. See you there.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Lagos is not just the most populous and economic center of Nigeria. It is the hotbed of commerce in West Africa and home for tourism, as well as a first-class destination of choice for investment in Africa. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adini.
Àwọn òyìnbó
the center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n wí tá a jí ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n wí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni òde kó ìrìn ẹ̀kú kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kó ìrìn ẹ̀kú kan.
Bola Tinubu is a man of many parts. From a humble beginning, he has risen to become a household name and the most influential politician. Accountant by profession, having studied in the United States of America. He became an accomplished career accountant in the oil and gas sector, after which he joined the murky waters of Nigerian politics. His foray into politics began on a high pedestal when he was elected as the senator representing Lagos West in 1992 in the aborted Third Republic. At the return to democracy in 1999, Tinubu was elected governor of Lagos State on the platform of the Alliance for Democracy, AD. He served 2 terms from 1999 to 2007, during which he laid a solid foundation for the development of Lagos State. With several innovative programs and projects, his trademark, cap and glasses, became embodiments of his persona and vision as an astute politician. Tinubu's glasses are not just significant in their physical manifestation, but in the eyes they protect. Tinubu, with his trademark cap, have become embodiment of his vision and political philosophy. The logo of his cap stands for a broken chain or shackle, which represents his belief and faith in education and freedom fighting to tackle poverty. In 2001, Jigi Bola, a free eye screening and surgical operation, was introduced by the former governor of the state, Bola Tinubu. It was presented to mitigate the occurrence of blindness among the residents of Lagos State. The initiative is still on till today. This has been part of his key messages as he campaigns for votes to become the president of Nigeria in the February 25th presidential election.
Accept the fact that this that we are doing is all about our youths, about our children, about our today, tomorrow, and day after. We promise we will work hard. We will eliminate corruption. We will drive away madness called kidnapping. We promise you better education, job opportunity, agricultural produce, and better markets for Nigeria. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Everybody sing along, say. The developmental program of APC will not stop. We are going to make Imo State one of most attractive destinations for tourism. We are going to add value to real estate. We are going to reconstruct, re-beautify your roads. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Everybody sing along, say. It's the money one. Calaba. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Put your hands up. Hey, 2, 3, Jagaban. Success is back. I can guarantee one thing: hard work, honesty, and accountability. We will do it. We will revive the economy. We will develop Nigeria throughout the country.
His wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has been a strong and reliable journey. According to Oluremi, his eyeballs were the attraction for her.
We did have a long courtship. I have known him before. You know, he's like a Boda Dugbo, you know. So, and then I met him. I was trying to remember, but I couldn't. But one thing, I liked his eyes. So, and when I need him, he's there. You know, he's a good father. He's a good husband. He's a good provider. And he's a very compassionate and loving person.
She said, I believe that such eyes hold a lot of compassion and mercy made her to decide to spend the rest of her life with him.
My advice, which I always give women that I come in contact with, is one, try to be very loving. Try to show a lot of understanding. Very, very good understanding. And also give him all the support he needs. Make sure he has good clothes on his back. Make sure he eats good food. So because you don't want him going up there and people dragging him there. It's a very demanding place. So make sure you give him all those tender loving care. So that's all you need to give. But most importantly, the support.
People must be the cornerstone of any government policy. And people's, our livelihood, the welfare must come first in every program of government. The essence of good governance is about people, development, the sense of welfareism, the liberal democratic environment and building of the institution is so important. And this institution cannot survive without caring for the people. Privileged, underprivileged, and less privileged. We have to take our population and everybody as equal, both in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of God Almighty. And if you have the opportunity to affect the life of an individual, you fail to do so, you may regret it. You might not have that opportunity again. That is my own personal philosophy. Throughout my 8 years, I did not, and I'm saying I did not, spend any of my paychecks for myself. They go to charity, less privileged homes, various people who are truly needy for that 8 years.
He reciprocated by showering her with love and dedication. One testimony to this is his decision to allow her practice her religion without any hindrance. Many associates have also testified to their attributes which stand Bola Tinubu out among the rest, such as his vision, compassion, capacity to rally people together, and competence to deliver.
In the forefront of creating a better society for everyone. And he has his passion for federalism, has his passion for fiscal federalism, his passion for anything and everything that will touch the lives of the ordinary man on the streets.
I think he is a man who had dedicated his life to service to his motherland, service to humanity. He is a visionary leader. He is a selfless leader. who in 8 years had helped create a solid foundation for the socio-economic development of Lagos State. For example, and if we look back over the years, we'll definitely all agree that aside from creating a solid base, aside from building a foundation, is the development of the state, he also succeeded in bringing in a successor who is able to buy into his dream and continue in the same space as Shiwaju did. And for a man
especially when it comes to political leadership, I don't think there is any one person today we could say that really is entitled to be given an award like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He came in at the most difficult moment in the history of the state and the country. He transformed the place. It's very evident. He laid a solid foundation for what Lagos is today, an example of a state that is really delivering. He not just worked, but he also made it possible for quality leadership to emerge after him. He worked not just in Lagos State, but say across the country. Today, the emergence of new exemplary leadership, those who are really working hard to connect with their own people and deliver, do have one thing or the other to do with Bola Tinubu.
Speaking of foundation, this is the perfect opportunity for me to specially acknowledge the role of our presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is our leader in model Lagos today, for all of the great successes.
Leader Asiwaju Tinubu pioneered the idea of the Lagos Blue Line and many other revolutionary initiatives. The Tinubu administration then developed what is called the Strategic Transport Master Plan, which laid out the foundation for a network of robust and modern transportation infrastructure befitting a 21st century city such as Lagos.
All these have been the messages as Bola Tinubu marches on in his quest to become the next president of Nigeria and bring more development to the country if elected. The city boy has bagged many titles and awards around the world, one of which is Nunu Jafie Adanufere of Ghana, meaning one who is rich in wisdom. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an illustrious son of This is a well-attended summit of political, traditional, and religious leaders across the Southwest.
Prayer is all that we need.
The gathering is convened to appraise the political situation in the country and remind the sons and daughters of Yoruba land that the election of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a collective responsibility. Religious leaders and royal fathers took turns to express confidence in the leadership of Asiwaju Tinubu.
I've talked to many leaders, from Baba Dantata to all. I've talked to them. And they said we will know them this time. We will know that they will keep their promise. Ngba usaba soban, tifulani ba soban, iwo ma Yoruba so fejo mali.
The APC presidential candidate wants Nigerians to make use of their PVC on the day by voting him to office.
Dìbò níjọ́ Sátidé, ẹ má gbàgbé àti mú káàdì yín dání, ẹ lọ wá lẹ́sìn. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ní káàdì yẹn jọ ẹ lọ wá ń sìn. But ibi tá a bá dé yìí, kọ́lọ̀ má ṣe ní ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó.
Lagos State Governor says this election is about competence and the APC presidential candidate is experienced enough to be the next Nigeria president.
He is the man that we believe can turn around positively, the fortune of this country and go out here from here to sell and to let them know that indeed this is the right thing and this is the proper thing to do for our country at this point in time.
I move the motion of affirmation that we all agree without any that we are in full support and we affirm the candidature of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Religious leaders rendered prayers for peaceful elections come Saturday and continued unity and existence of Nigeria as a country.
Strengthen them in every way, Lord.
Normalcy is back on the streets of Lagos as commuters go about their daily activities along Oworo-Shoki, 3rd Mainland Bridge and Lagos Island areas of the state. The roads leading to Marina are deserted compared to a normal weekend morning in Lagos, noted for its hustling and bustling. At the State House, the governor is out again to further douse the tension by addressing the people.
My fellow Lagosians, this is a heartfelt call to you as your governor to please remain calm at this time and avoid all forms of violence, arson or rioting. With regards to access to cash, we're working very hard to provide immediate palliative measure to lessen the burdens that we're all being faced with.
The governor also serves a note of warning to opportunists and fifth columnists who want to use the situation to foment trouble. He wants them to desist, or the full weight of the law will be used on them.
We know that there are unscrupulous persons who want to sow seeds of violence and discord by their very utterance and actions, all with the view of robbing you of the chance to cast your votes just a week from today, February 25th, at both the presidential and the National Assembly election. Do not allow them to use you to achieve whatever evil intentions they have. There is no justification whatsoever for attacking public or private property. The law enforcement agents have received clear instructions to take full control and to ensure zero tolerance for any and all acts of arson, violence, or destruction.
And that's a package on this episode of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being a part of it. Remember that we cannot just be a mere consumers of good governance. We must be participants and co-creator. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeni. See you next time. Thanks for being there.
I was employed in Lagos State in